Good morning, good day, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 0.5 of Mayfield Mysteries. This is another one of those episodes where we aren't sure if it's ever going to see the light of day. So if you're hearing this, consider yourself very lucky. Firstly, welcome to the Blackwater Podcast Network. If you didn't know, we also have a live play D&D on Twitch, but you can find the episodes here in podcast form also, if you are so inclined. Also, go find us on Patreon if you want to support us and get some yummy behind-the-scenes special things. I'm Yanis. I'm your game master for this lovely adventure, and I'm joined in our top-secret bunker in an unnamed location by the lovely M, the nefarious Adam, the dazzling Jess, and the enigma that is Cody. Without too much gilding the lily, I believe we should just dive in.
That was spicy. I liked that.
That was good.
I like being present for
fun.
that.
Yeah. I could dazzle.
I'm dazzled. Color me dazzled.
I preferred not seeing you guys.
Oh, ouch.
Why? Was it because Cody and I kept laughing?
No,
Silent laughing faces?
It's much less pressure when there's not faces and there's only a void on the other side of my microphone. We find ourselves in a break room. If it can be called that. It's more of a large broom closet that has been converted into a place where the employees of Jimmy's Drive-In to stash their belongings while they work. On the left wall, a bank of 6 lockers, well used and dinged, bearing the signs of bored youth in the shape of doodles and general graffiti. The far wall is just long enough that an old brown cloth love seat has been wedged into the space. It's a running game amongst the employees to speculate, how exactly did that couch get in here? The door being too narrow and there being no way for it to have been maneuvered in. On the right wall, we find a large cork board, thumbtacks holding up newspaper clippings that feature the drive-in, as well as photos of the employees or special events. There are some notes offering up shifts or asking for time off. Right in the middle of this board, we find a calendar featuring local businesses of Mayfield. The month on display is August, and it's featuring the local Mayfield movie theater, the oldest building in town aside from the train station itself. We see a date circled on the calendar, the last Saturday before the start of school. Most recent graduates of Mayfield High have made their way out of town, moving into their new dorm rooms or getting set up in their apartments in the big city. As all of the employees at Jimmy's know, the last Saturday before school returns is one of the busiest days of the year. As the summer draws to a close, it's not showing any sign of cooling down. It's the kind of heat that makes you both restless and lazy all at the same time. A fact that the staff of Jimmy's is well aware of, because the hotter it is outside, the hotter it is in the kitchen. Because of the busy day, we have a full staff, including Jimmy Jr., or JJ as he's known in town. It's just past 11 a.m., and Jimmy finds all of you in the break room. Avery, Sara-Beth, Trent, Tina, and Sam are all in the process of putting on aprons and packing away their bags, mentally getting ready for what is promising to be a bit of a marathon of a day. JJ gives the door a couple of knocks and leans in. JJ's in his mid-50s, tall, athletically built, but definitely past his prime. He has a handsome face and an easy way about him. Quick to joke and a smile is never far from his lips. He has a carelessness that comes with owning a successful business that has required minimal work or struggle on his behalf. Hey gang, I see you're all getting geared up for battle. Good to see. I just want to quickly run through a new and exciting thing we'll be implementing starting today. So when you're all ready, meet me out in the kitchen.
I mean, I hope it's the organic food initiative that I've been really trying to push with JJ. I'm just like really hopeful that he's, on board for it. The person who says this is looking at the calendar, trying to make sure that her shifts are all in order. You see a tall and lean girl with 17 years old, sandy brown hair, tied up in a high ponytail with a full bangs across her forehead. She has freckles covering her face, mostly probably from being out in the sun. You can see like a little bit of a sunglasses tan and definitely like a t-shirt tan. She's wearing her Jimmy's t-shirt and jean shorts because it's hot. You see like a bunch of bracelets all up her wrists. Some of them like braided with varying degrees of quality. Some of them have like beads and like kids' names on other people's names on them. And you would know this as Sara-Beth Montgomery.
All right, gang, let's get the lead out. Let's go find out what that's all about. Yeah, let's do it. No use wasting time in here. You would see imagine, if you will. I realize this is purely an audio experience. Because there's a uniform, correct, Giannis?
Yeah.
So
It's like a t-shirt. Yeah.
Over the t-shirt, of barely visible, the t-shirt is the letter jacket of the high school that a one Trent Kessel was the quarterback for. Fairly well built, somewhat slender, very athletic looking person. Kind of that classic all American like face. We're just like, oh, that kid's American. You can just kind of tell.
Just screams Midwest.
It screams Midwest kid plays football. With the kind of longish hair of Heath Ledger from 10 Things I Hate About You. Trent is rearing to go, and he kind of is trying to encourage everyone else and get everyone else psyched for whatever JJ has in store for us.
You all finish getting your aprons on, and you make your way out to find JJ with his back to you. He's working on something that's hidden behind his broad shoulders, and without turning around, he addresses you all. All right, so I know that our intercom system has been really needing an upgrade, and I've heard your issues with it, so without further ado, welcome to the 21st century a little early. And he spins around, and he's holding 5 headsets, brand new headsets with antennas kind of coming out the top. They're much larger than the old models that you guys used to have. Gang, may I present you the state-of-the-art in restaurant communication technology, the cutting edge of what is humanly possible. Each headset can communicate with the other from up to 3 miles away with no base station needed. This is going to allow you to communicate seamlessly. I just have to wrap my head around it, how it all works, but I mean, how hard can that be, right? Tina, do you
it's just
think you could
radio waves? That's not really too much to be excited about, I guess, but should be an improvement.
You can figure it out, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. I'll get them set
cool.
up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you head on over, and like it's not too hard for you to figure out. It's very similar to the technology that you worked with your parents up north. And you can tell right away when you look at this system that whoever sold it to JJ kind of saw a sucker coming. Like, this is far beyond what you need for a drive-in. This is like buying a cinema level camera to shoot your home videos on. Like, it is, someone oversold him a big time.
So what you see is Tina excitedly picks up the bundle of headsets and kind of like moves over to a little bit of a corner part of the counter where she can kind of look at them properly. Would be a 16-year-old, very lanky, kind of medium height teenager girl. She's got absolutely bonkers unkempt red hair, just kind of spilling out of her head everywhere. Doesn't look like it's been brushed in some time. She's got clear plastic glasses frames with wire running behind her head, as if these have frequently fallen off her face, and it's been a necessity to add the wire. She's wearing a nice but somewhat dated blue work shirt. It looks like it could have been a hand-me-down. It doesn't necessarily fit her very well. And a pair of sort of dark, nondescript pants that could be jeans, but it's not super clear. She doesn't look like someone who's very particular about her appearance. And you can tell that she is very excited to be able to turn away from the group for a moment and focus on something that she understands.
Yeah, and you have like no issue figuring out how this works. It is pretty straightforward, and you manage to get it all working and fired up, get all the headsets powered up, all distributed. And as you hand out the last one, Sam, the shift manager here at Jimmy, turns to you all. And Sam is about 5'5". She's quite short. She's a couple years older than all of you, and she's been at Jimmy since she graduated high school. She was an all-A student and had dreams of escaping Mayfield like the rest of you to pursue a degree at a prestigious university. But when her mom became ill suddenly, she stayed to help with her family, and now she pours sort of all of that untapped potential and excitement into running Jimmy's. So where Jimmy seems to be laid back and easygoing, Sam is the opposite. Not rude or pushy, but this is everything for her. This is, her life. All right, everyone, it's the big day. I'll run the register and be the point person today. Who wants to go where? And you all know there are two basic positions here at Jimmy's. There's service and the kitchen. So I need you guys to figure out amongst yourselves who's going to be the two going to do the service and who's going to be the two that stay in the kitchen.
Sam, put me wherever I'm needed, wherever I'm best used. I put that in your hands. I trust you.
You can see, based off of her expression and sort of her experiences with your type in high school, that she is like so over the bullshit that is the jock sort of like, I'm just here. Just fucking get in the kitchen then, okay? Just stay out of the way today, and it's probably best to put you where people aren't going to recognize you.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Avery?
Yeah, Sam, you mind if I take the fryer?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Great.
Do some of your best work at that fryer.
I sure do. You
Like
see,
a Michelangelo with hot grease.
I'll take service then.
A wise decision. A wise
Don't want to be in
decision.
the kitchen today, so
Avery, I think, is used to working, quote unquote, working near or around the fryer, as it is, I'm assuming, a little bit towards the back-ish of the restaurant. And also, like, probably not fresh fries. It's probably like frozen that put in fryer, stand there for 5 minutes, put in basket. Like the least amount of sort of effort, and just we'll stand there probably leaned up against the fryer too many times. You see probably a short-ish, shortish boy, short brown hair, kind of waifish thin, very much so. The shirt, the JJ shirt he's wearing is covered in grease, but like the back of it, from like leaning against the fryer and not paying attention. Great. The front's fine.
Sam, I'm happy to, take the service if that's what you want, but just so you know, I can absolutely hop in the kitchen if anybody orders the garden special. Like I'm so happy to jump in and do that. I can just blade back here. It'll be great.
it's an unlikely situation, actually, considering. But
Yeah, well, Tina, we have to hope that someone is going to choose vegetables, right? They're going to choose vegetables first and really try and like broaden their diet and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, this is a really good batch. I worked really hard on it. So I hope we sell at least one today. That would be great.
if we do not, which does seem likely, I will try one at the end of the day.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll make it for you. Like, we'll do the whole thing with the sauces and for sure.
Sure.
That'd be cool. Thanks.
Hey, SB? Can you put me down for one as well? I'd love to try one as well.
Trent, you don't have to try it
No,
if you don't actually want it.
No, it's all good. I want to know what it tastes like. That way I can sell it better, you know?
Yeah, okay. Sure. 2 garden specials at the end of the day. You got it.
Thanks. Avery, you want one?
I think I'll stick with fries. Thanks.
I mean,
Fair
fries
enough.
are technically
No offense.
potatoes. So
That is
at
a
some
vegetable.
point, these were potatoes.
Yes, but the oil we use is has animal fat in it, so
Like I
That
know,
doesn't
know
seem
it has
consistent
animal fat
internally.
in it, and I just try not to think about it too much. I've been really trying to push JJ to be like, hey, maybe we could use some like canola oil, exclusively, or like sunflower oil. But like, he just seems that the pork fat. He's like, oh, that's how my dad did it.
How many carbs are in the without the bun? How many carbs are in the veggie burger? Just out of interest.
I mean, the binding ingredient is oats, Trent. So
Probably
if that's
a
like
lot.
not on your diet or whatever,
No, I can make it happen. That's fine.
wow, lucky me.
Yeah. Good thing it doesn't inconvenience you.
As Avery says that, I think Sara-Beth, who's usually like pretty tight-lipped when it comes to stuff around the garden special, the vegetarian burger that she is pushing really, really hard. She's usually pretty straight-laced about it. You see just a crack of a smile. And she kind of gives a little nod to Avery before going and starting to lace up her skates.
All right, gang, let's go.
Perfect. So, with the group split into, the day begins, and as the heat is starting to build, lunchtime approaches, and it's going to be a really tough day, but this is a good crew, and how bad can it really be? And the first part of the rush does actually go quite well. The new headsets are making life much easier now that you can finally hear each other, and communicating is no longer like the big hurdle that it was before. Tina, you head over to one of the cars that's just pulled in to get an order, and you see Billy Brighton, a man in his mid-40s who no one really knows what he does for a living. And he is just pulled in, parked in his gray Toyota. And even as someone who's fairly new to town, 2 things about Billy Brighton. One, he is the great-grandson of Robert Brighton, the founder and first mayor of Mayfield. And 2, he is the president of the Mayfield Cinema Club, a rather weird group of people from town who get together to go watch movies at the Mayfield movie theater. Now, being part of a cinema club might not be that weird of a thing if it wasn't for the fact that it's surprisingly hard to become a member, and they only meet for the late showing at the theater when no one else is there. But his family is kind of an institution in Mayfield, so not too many people ask too many questions. He sees you. Tina, good to see you. Good to see you. Like my ride? I just got it. I thought I'd bring it down and grab myself a bite.
Oh, yeah. Is it particularly fuel efficient, or?
Why?
What?
It's like- Does that make the car go faster?
makes the gas go longer. No.
But then I just put more gas in.
Okay. Welcome to the diner. Plates on skates while you wait.
Oh yes. Yeah. Can I get a double cheeseburger with fries and a meat? No, make it a large chocolate shake.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you. And as you're leaving Billy's car, you see off in the distance across the street, you see 3 figures hanging out, leaning against the wall of the building that's across the street. The air around them thick with cigarette smoke and a couple of skateboards scattered around their feet. Their massive skate shoes would look out of place if it wasn't for matching massive baggy jeans that they're wearing. You see 3 members of the Stubbs, the local cinema workers, who are very much the rival of the employees of Jimmy's. You see them loitering across the street as they are wont to do. And as things start to really get fired up, and we're really in the swing of it now, being on the fry station, Avery, you notice that the large container of ketchup that you use for both filling the little cups and putting ketchup on the burgers is getting dangerously close to being empty. What do you do?
Yeah, shit. Hey, Sam, can you give me a ketchup refill?
The till is... Wait, get Trent. Trent, can you go give Avery a hand, refill the ketchup, please?
Got it.
And you guys know that you keep them in sort of these large containers in the back storeroom.
I will go check the large container in the back storeroom.
So you make your way to the back storeroom, and you got all sorts of assortment bags of frozen fries, and you got burger buns, everything you'd need to run a diner. And you have these huge, obviously red for ketchup and yellow for mustard, containers that they are large, like 3 feet by a foot. They're heavy. It's usually a 2-person job to get one of these loaded in. So you and Avery make your way back there. And we're going to do some rolls just for fucking shits and giggles. We don't really need to roll it.
First rolls.
We're going to roll to see if you guys can lift this into place. It's not going to be a very hard roll. We'll say it's a 7.
Oh, shit.
I
need to.
Avery can't roll that number.
No, because you have exploding dice in there. So if you roll the highest,
Trent is there to help you. Trent can roll it, can't you? You're not strong as a football player.
He's a quarterback.
Okay, fine. I'll make it like a 4. I don't want you to fail the catch-up test. We'll do a 4.
It's really heavy. No, he's like athletic, but he's like athletic in a quarterback way.
You can add a +1 because you have help.
Okay. Are you rolling a D4 or? Because I'd be rolling a D6.
I rolled my brawn is a D6.
Okay,
so I rolled a D6. I got a 1, so that's a 2.
Okay, so you go to lift it, and you are struggling. Sam looks over her shoulder at you, both you boys struggling to lift this catch-up thing. She walks over there. She does not have time for this shit, and she looks at you. She's like, "Come on."
Should I roll?
If you take a picture, it'll last longer unless you want to help.
I rolled a 2, so it's a 3.
She comes over, and with her help, the 3 of you manage to get this up and into place.
Holy shit, that was heavy as hell.
Great. Now we have catch-up. The day is saved.
Yeah. Hey, good teamwork. And I'm going to put my hand up for high fives.
Sam looks you in the eye, doesn't move, goes back to the counter.
I'm going to very weakly high-five you.
Yeah.
No
nice,
enthusiasm.
Avery.
So you managed to successfully switch the ketchup container, but only in the nick of time. The orders have started backing up a little, but nothing you guys shouldn't be able to handle. You grab a burger. Trent, you grab a burger from the grill, careful not to disturb the beautiful slice of melted cheese settle on top of the burger patty, and you slide it onto the bun, and you turn to the newly installed large container of ketchup, and you depress the top of the ketchup. But it's not the red liquid you're accustomed to seeing. It's not the right consistency either. It's the sort of long stream of yellow, greasy-looking substance squirts all over the burger and then runs down your hand and your arms, and it starts to pool at your feet, and you reel back in surprise, and you smell... Is that...
Butter.
Is that popcorn butter?
Mom.
And you gaze in horror as the burger patty is engulfed in this slick artificial butter that is now pooling in the kitchen. And you look over at Sam and you see her face is red with anger as you now all hear in the headsets, those fucking stubs. What do you guys do?
Am I out taking orders at this point?
You are still out taking orders, but you know that something has happened. You heard Sam's angry voice in the headsets. You guys can all communicate with each other regardless of where you are. So,
What's going on?
I don't know. I think the stubs did something. What happened?
Stubbs filled our ketchup with butter.
Oh, that's so stupid. Why would they do
I'm
that?
covered in it now.
And it's not even like real butter. It's like oil that's flavored like butter. If they were going to use real butter, they would need real cows to do that. Oh my God. And I would look, and are the stubs still standing there?
they are long gone.
They're gone. They left. They might have been waiting to see if it would happen, and then they left.
Fucking JJ doesn't even pay for real soap, so we're never getting this out of here.
Buttholes.
Sam turns. What are you just gonna stare at it? You clean it up.
With what?
Yeah, no, yeah. Trent's
So you guys
trying to
grab a
clean it
mop.
up.
There's mops in the corner. You start grabbing a mop. You start mopping up this grease. You're gonna need to go back and get another ketchup container, but now you got the slick floor to contend with as well.
Oh no!
I think at this point, Sara-Beth is like running defense with the orders, trying not to overwhelm the kitchen. I'm like starting to talk with the patrons, like trying to give them. I've worked in a restaurant for 10 years. I was like, we're trying to buy some time with
So
this so that the kitchen doesn't get overwhelmed.
You realize that the order that the kitchen must have been working on was an order that was destined for one of your customers, a large minivan with equally large occupants. 2 parents and their 4 children are all sitting impatiently waiting for their food. The mother has already asked twice how long it was going to be before their food was ready and is not thrilled to be waiting the little time that they have. You now realize what you're going to have to do is go over there and explain that the wait's going to be even longer.
Yeah, so I think Sara-Beth just kind of like takes a moment, takes 2 like really deep breaths, and just like, you got this, Sarah. You got this, Sara-Beth. You can do it. Okay. And then I skate my way over, and I just kind of like lean up on the car. Do I know who the woman is? Like, do I know her name?
No, these are people passing through. They've made the journey to drop one of their kids off at university. Now they're heading back to a different small town, and they've stopped on their way back through Mayfield for lunch. And she, your hands are empty, so I'm guessing our food's not ready yet.
You know what? I am so sorry, ma'am. We had a ketchup incident in the kitchen, and we are working on it. Our guys in the kitchen are so fast. They're cleaning it up right now. You know what? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to throw in a couple garden burgers for you that you can take home and cook at home. You know what? I think we've got this new burger that we've been really trying out. And next time you're coming through Mayfield, you're going to have to come back to Jimmy's. Okay? So that's what I can do for you today. I'm going to go get that ready, and I'll make sure those are in your bag ready for you to take home.
What is a garden burger? Is that a burger I cook in my garden?
No, it's a vegetarian burger. It's really good.
What is a vegetarian burger?
It doesn't have any meat in it.
How is it a... So not only is our food not ready, but we're going to get burgers that don't have meat in them?
No.
And you hear one of the kids in the back goes, I don't want a burger that's made from not meat.
I know. I'm going to make sure that all your burgers are done exactly as you like them. That's what we're known for here at Jimmy's. We're going to make your order right, even if it takes us all night. But I'm going to just put these in extra for you on the side, just as a thanks for coming through Jimmy's Drive-In.
Yeah.
As this is happening,
I would have turned off my headset so nobody could hear this.
No, I feel like
I would allow that if it wasn't for the fact that it's a new headset and you wouldn't necessarily know instinctively where the button is.
Can I roll brains for that? Can I roll brains for that?
Yeah, roll brains to see if you can figure out where the mute button is. And it has to be. I'm gonna say it's a snap decision, just because you don't have time to take it off and look at it, which would make it a super easy check. So I'm gonna say it's not hard, but it's got to be harder than moving ketchup, because I do like embarrassing the boys in the kitchen. So I'm gonna say 4.
Okay. How many adversity tokens do I have?
You gonna spend an adversity token on this? Also, both of you mark adversity tokens for your failing.
Oh,
your checks.
cool.
Yeah, there's benefits to failing on pointless checks.
I'm not going to spend an adversity. I'm going to try and use my brains on this one.
Okay. What are you
I
rolling
was
for
ready.
this?
I was ready to use adversity token on this one.
What are you
Sara-Beth?
rolling for this? Yeah. What is
A D12.
a D12? Oh, that should be simple.
It is my second highest stat.
You can literally, because this is a snap decision and you have taken, what was it?
Cool under pressure.
Cool under pressure. You can literally just take half.
That's if I spend an adversity token. So that's why I was asking how many I have
yes,
off the top. But I didn't even need it because I rolled an 8.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, you mute it like a pro. And basically, you guys don't hear any of this conversation.
It has no impact on. Trent knows that an order isn't going to go through, and so can like put 2 and 2 together, knowing that there is a group of people who are upset. He is going to finish the burgers, but with the butter. And he's gonna bring them out, and he's just gonna look like he's gonna ask who had the order that like got fucked up, and do I when I ask, do I see who it is?
Well, you would be able to ask Sara-Beth on the headset.
Hey, SB, who had the and I'll say whatever the order was, the two large double burgers and the 4 kids. Who had that?
As I'm doing this, I think I'm skating away, like with one of these, like skating backwards away from this car. And I turn around and I go,
Yeah, Trent, that was me. What? It's the big blue minivan out in the parking lot with the screaming children in the back.
I will sprint out to the van and be like, I'm sorry, there was a mix-up in the kitchen, but in the meantime, here, try our complimentary butter burgers, trying out a new thing on the house, and I'll be your regular order will be out in no time at all.
butter burgers, Trent?
I had
I
6
would
burgers covered in popcorn butter. I improvised.
Are they like on buns? Are like these burgers on buns in boxes? They're packed? They're like...
The bag is like translucent by the time it makes it to them. Like it's I would say it was dripping if it wasn't for the fact that the boxes and stuff have been made for fairly regular or fairly greasy burgers as it is. I want to can you make me a, what is
is it Trent or Sarah?
Trent. I would like Trent to make me a, what is it called in this? Charm?
Yeah.
Charm?
Yeah. Make me a charm roll. Because you're calling it a butter burger. It sounds weird. They just finished talking to Sara-Beth, who was trying to sell them on a burger made from plants.
He gave them to me to go give to this family.
No, I ran to the van.
Oh, you ran to the van.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was going to have to go give the butter burgers to this family.
Sprinted, like I went out the back door. Like we don't have time to like...
He made a snap decision that the best option was to give these people butter burgers.
It's 16.
Oh yeah, I was not going to make it hard. So these people, they think that you have given them, in my head,
dude,
canon,
I did a butter burger. Let's be real.
This is how secret menus started. This is the origin of secret menus. They traveled far and wide, telling everybody about how they ordered this secret butter burger at Jimmy's Drive-In.
It's like a Chicago steak. It's like that's what they do with the keg. They like put butter on a burger and they char the outside. It's a Chicago cooked steak. It's a Chicago cooked burger. I bet it's delicious.
Mayfield mystery is the menu.
Like the little bit of like hint, that like flavor of popcorn in the delivery system of a burger. burger. That sounds
in, not
lit, dude.
smothered in artificial popcorn.
No, I would have gone
Whatever,
back
they
on the
love
fryer.
it.
Like, I would have quickly gone back on the fryer and just like gotten any of the like excess moisture. But it's like instead of ketchup, it is just butter.
Because I have in my brain that this is like a press burger joint. That this is like,
Yes.
it's like a press burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avery 100% is like, I bet those people won't even notice.
You know what? I think the parents, if their kids are quiet for 15 minutes, they'll be thrilled regardless of what was on the burgers.
Fair point.
With you guys sort of having handled that, but Avery, now you've been left without Trent to try and navigate this catch-up in the greasy floors. Sam comes over, gives you a hand. Those fucking stubs.
How'd they even get in here?
They must have come in last night. We changed we switched to a new ketchup last night at close. I closed last night and I locked the place up. Oh, fuck, this is gonna come back on me.
I mean, yeah, probably. It seems like you didn't lock the door, so.
I did lock the door. I have no idea how they got in.
Maybe the same way the sofa did.
Oh fuck, we didn't mute the fucking thing. Shit.
Yeah, the headsets on all the time. No one knows how they work.
Yes.
She hits the button on the side and she turns the volume up and it just
In so many of the restaurants I've worked in, I was Sam. So I get this. I get her so deeply.
JJ
Sam, who
has,
closed last night? Oh, fuck, I closed last night.
JJ has no clue this is happening. He's in his office. He's watching a football game, probably a rerun of like a high school game that he played in. He has
so
no
sad.
clue what's happening.
That's the most depressing sentence
Watching
I've
your
ever
own highlight
heard.
reel
Oh
in
my
the back of a burger joint.
Oh, it's not a highlight reel. I don't know if
God.
I don't know if he was ever good enough to actually play.
That has such small town energy, and I'm so here for it.
Just like it's just like a camcorder he set up himself or something.
Just a middle-aged man watching a high school football game that he played in is the most upsetting thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god.
You guys didn't grow up in small towns. It's a sad place, y'all.
That's the end of the
damn,
podcast.
dude.
It zooms up from that room, from the restaurant.
And that's it. That's
to
our
the
show.
end.
So you guys maneuver the ketchup container back into the slot. You get rid of the sloshing butter container. And
It'll smell like butter forever. There's
It will
no way
smell
that
like butter
plastic
forever.
is going clean. No shot.
Dude, I got butter on my Letterman.
You take up butter. It's so greasy. All over the in the little fibers of it, just all slick.
Trent, you come back in just as they're slotting the new container into position, and you jump back into full burger mode, and you
I pressed the ketchup first.
moment of truth, you depress the pump, and thank God that sweet red nectar of the god emerges, and you're back up and running. You guys kick it into overgear, and you manage to quickly get caught up on the orders. And though it was a stressful start, the rest of the service goes by without too much more drama. You guys clean up, and the shift comes to an end. You guys close down a little bit early, cleaning up the butter. And then we find you guys post-service in the break room with that sort of haze that comes with a busy lunch rush, where you could sort of stare at a wall and just sort of get lost in it. And Trent, you're madly trying to scrub the popcorn butter out of your Letterman jacket, and Sam comes bursting through the door. Those fucking stubs. They you know what? They fucked with us for the last time. We're gonna get even. I'm gonna burn that fucking theater to the ground. I'm gonna fucking burn the theater to the ground.
Whoa. Let's pump the brakes there, Sam. I love your enthusiasm. I love your energy. I think let's redirect that to something that isn't a crime.
Listen, Trent, I know you are a fairly new employee here,
Yeah.
but this has been going on for years. All right. They fuck with us, we retaliate. They fuck with us, we retaliate. It is woven into the fabric that is this town, and it has to end. And the only way that ends is with one of the businesses being gone. You hear me?
But like someone could get hurt.
I'm not gonna burn it down with people in, Trent. The fuck do you think?
You don't know. Like someone could be in there. Those weirdos that do their meetings. Like you don't know when a person is in a place. Like it's just dangerous. Here's the thing. The Butterburgers actually kind of landed. You know what is gross? Ketchup on popcorn. No one wants that. And that ruins a whole batch, not just one order, but a whole batch. So why don't we just do the same thing to them, but flipped? Like that's harmless and
it's a
decent
popcorn
retaliation.
It's also so unoriginal. They just put butter in the ketchup, and we're gonna put ketchup in the butter. Come on, Trent, you're better than this.
I just if the options are
burn it down.
Yeah,
Trent.
see, that's it's like two ends of the spectrum here, and I'm leaning.
Actually, Sam's starting to sell me on the burn it down thing.
Okay.
At this point, Sara-Beth comes in with because it'd be for Sam, Avery, Trent, and Tina. Comes in with 5 and 1 for herself. 5 garden burgers, and you see these delicious. They look really good. If you didn't have already in your head that they were all vegetables.
They don't have meat, so do they look good?
Get out of here.
Sam.
Veggie burgers are lit.
Sam is so fired up with literally with a fire in her eyes that she grabs one without even registering that it's a veggie burger and just starts eating it. I'm telling you, what if we won't burn the whole place down? We start a minor fire.
It's not how fire works.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean think of all the depending on what type of film they're showing, film is if you light film on fire, it goes up.
And it's also you
so what you're
set
saying
one
is
place on fire.
It'll be easy to do.
But you set
Sam,
one place on fire,
saying.
and then the fire goes to other places. Just because you intend to burn down the theater doesn't mean it's not going to burn down everything near.
All right.
Also, I think the container for the butter has flammable on the side of it.
Yeah, and what if there's animals in the walls and stuff?
True.
We should probably if we're gonna do something to them, which I'm totally for, because that was bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't swear very often, but that was garbage. Okay, and I just don't think that we need to resort to burning a place down. Okay, nobody wants to be arrested. Okay, I don't want to. I would like to go to university one day, maybe. I mean, not that I would go for long, but I don't want to be in jail. Sam,
What's the main purpose of a movie theater?
to show movies.
Movies?
Yeah, why don't we just go take all the movies? I think we just take all the. They can't project anything if they don't have anything.
What if we ruin the projectors?
I will say, and this is not to discourage us from doing this plan, because I love where your guys' head's at now. It's much better than ketchup on popcorn.
No way you discourage what I said after your original idea was burn it down. Right?
Yeah, Sam, we're way less.
I'm pretty sure we're still going to get in trouble if we destroy the projectors.
Yeah,
but
that's also not burning it down.
Okay,
you're real hot and cold on this, Sam.
Oh, Tina, what's your idea?
What if we switch which films are in which cans?
Yo, that's good.
That's pretty good.
Messed up our workday, and we could do the same thing to them.
We
Oh,
put
hear me out.
Switch one of them with
R-rated
JJ's
shit.
game, and then everybody's sad.
I have an idea. I bet they keep reels of all the old movies that they've shown in the basement or the attic or whatever. What if we went in and found only movies about drive-ins that had drive-ins in them? And that was the only thing that they would play, and we took everything else.
And then we burn it. And burn
Again,
all the things that we did.
Okay, Sam.
I think what Tina is saying. I think what Tina is saying is let's not do a theft.
Or arson, Sam.
Or an arson.
Destroying property.
Yeah,
So switching seems.
But I like the idea.
We avoid.
I like the thought of taking movies that are new and current and replacing them with like old boring movies.
Yeah.
And like switching the containers so that when they go to play like the cool movie of the summer, they play, I don't know, something shit. And then
Or like
that'll piss off.
Sorry, Trent.
And that's harmless. Like, we're not going to get in trouble for that. There's no way they can bring that back on us.
Or like we replaced all their movies with like only like drive-in commercials, because you know how like sometimes I don't go see movies at the theater like on principle, and also I just like don't have time. But sometimes they run ads for drive-ins and stuff in the breaks. What if we just like replaced all of the movies with just drive-in ads? We can splice together some film. I don't know.
I love this brainstorming session. Okay, following from that, what if we take all of the ads and we splice them all together into a single reel, and then we put that in the can for whatever movie is the biggest movie right now? So they just play ads.
They'll just sit there for 2 hours and not watch a movie.
Waiting for the movie to start.
Yeah. And Sam, you can get a big bucket of popcorn and then like burn that outside in the dumpster or something.
Yeah,
you seem really set on the whole burning it thing.
Or
if you like
not
really
in the
need to burn
dumpster, but
popcorn
somewhere far away and safe, like the quarry or something.
Like at your house.
Because I mean, like fire can be like really useful. Like sometimes you have to do like controlled burns of fields and stuff like that, depending on what you're doing on the farm. But like, it'll.
How do you control a burn?
What?
How do you control a burn?
Yeah, you just said that you just said that you can't control the fire, and I said let's burn just
it's like,
little bit of it.
It's like a practice that you have to do on like some really big types of farms. Not like my family's farm, but like some of the like big farms will like
do you know
burn
how to
their
do
crops. It? No. Oh my god, no.
Sam, what stuff have you burned in the past? Because I feel like you've burned stuff.
The burning is not the important part of this conversation. The important part is the fact that Sara-Beth, for some reason, is.
Can I use an adversity token to use one of the things I got? What is it? Is it a strength? It's intuitive. You may spend one adversity token to ask the GM about your surroundings, an NPC or the like. The GM must answer honestly.
Okay.
Can I get a sense of how much shit Sam has burned?
Is Sam an awesome?
Yes, let's go.
I could ask an important question, or I could really dig into this arson thing.
Yeah, you know that there is this sort of urban legend that there is a satanic cult that works out of the back of the there's not a mall in Mayfield. There is like a place that people call the mall, which is essentially like 4 buildings next to each other, where one of them is like a clothing store and one of them is a bank and one of them sells it's basically like a store where you get like stationery for school and like just general
A department store.
But everyone calls it the mall. It isn't. It's not a.
But it's like a strip mall.
It's not even. It's not even a strip mall. It's just like
a place.
It's just a place that people call the mall because it makes them feel like they live in a city,
that
a bigger
has a
city.
mall.
Yeah.
And so
I get that.
There's this sort of weird
Big
urban
sign, the mall.
Exactly. There's this weird sort of urban legend that there is a satanic cult working out of the mall because every so often the dumpster in the back is just on fire, and it is like it is just
it's
like
gotta be Sam.
And in your head you're like,
holy shit,
wait a second, it always happens like on nights after Sam has a rough shift. She just sets a dumpster on fire on her way home.
Jesus.
Just under
She's a little
Avery's
spark
breath.
bug, and I love that for her.
She's a literal dumpster fire.
I think the most important thing we need to consider here is the fact that Sara-Beth has some sort of moral issue with seeing movies in a movie theater, and everyone just sort of accepted. Like that was normal. You guys are all hung up on me wanting to burn the place down. Sara-Beth says she's morally against seeing
I'm
movies.
not morally against it. I just don't see them because like we have the issue with the stub. So like, why am I going to give my money that I earn
that makes more
really
sense.
hard
That
for it
actually
to
makes, you know what,
the
now
movie
I feel
theater?
really bad
And
for
also-
going
That's
to
brand
movies.
loyalty.
Thanks.
I thought it was like an environment thing, and I was
Yeah,
trying
I
to
did
figure
too.
out
I was trying to
what
figure
Oh
out
my
how it
god,
was
no.
connected.
And all of the work I have to do on the farm, I work here at home. I have homework to do because unlike a lot of you, I'm still in high school and I have work to do. So like, and I've got to like, you know, collect the eggs, and I have to like go through the fields every day. Like I have shit I have to do. I don't have time for movies.
You're doing great, and I want to say that this burger recipe tastes really nice. It's well done. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if we're breaking in anyway, we probably have the time to just like, also, we could all watch a movie before we mess up the film. We could just watch a movie for free.
I can distract some of the stubs by fighting
2
them.
hours?
I mean, if we break in and they're not there.
I definitely think that we should not be going when they're there. Anyone have any ideas of how we can get in there?
Maybe they just forget to lock the door like you did.
Listen, I locked the door, okay?
Then how did they get in?
Maybe when they're closing up, I can challenge them to a fight, and while I fight them, you sneak in the
Or like
door before
we
they lock
try a
up.
window.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're saying we break in?
We
It's much
know.
easier.
I'm
You just
saying
start the
it's
fire from outside.
summer, and people are probably going to leave the windows open that they don't think people are going to go in. So if one of us can get boosted up to a window, oh my
I think
gosh!
that's a good idea.
Like
Yeah. No, that is actually good.
We
That
also-
works, I think.
Another
my
option is we
one
could-
thing is movie theaters don't really have windows.
Okay, how about this? How about we sneak in?
Afternoon movies are shit because that sunlight just catches.
Just
I
demolishing
know.
the fucking glare.
You're sitting in the
It's-
theater. You're like,
listen,
why did they put windows in this?
You're
place?
telling me this old town didn't retrofit another building to be
They
a movie
did.
theater?
They did,
You
but
just
they
break them in.
retrofitted
It's gotta
a
be
theater.
Yeah.
They retrofitted a theater. So what actually, and you guys would know this, the Mayfield Saloon, which was one of the first buildings in Mayfield other than the train station itself, which was owned by Robert Brighton, he then that was then eventually converted into a theater for plays and the likes. And then when the movies came around, they just basically hung a screen in front of the stage and made it a movie theater. So it has been repurposed multiple times.
Also, if you go to a lot of like small town movie theaters, if you go look at the side walls, you'll just see like little squares of mismatched colored bricks because they'll just brick in the windows. They'll just
That's
make
fun.
new.
This is based on the movie theater that was in the town that I grew up in, and it was literally called the Mayfield Theater, and it was a theater that they just converted into a movie theater by just putting a white sheet in front of the stage. There was a stage behind the sheet,
That's amazing.
and they shone the movie on there, and the thing broke. Like, you were lucky if you could see a movie in one sitting, because usually it would break and you'd have to come back on another day
Yeah.
to
Oh
finish the
God.
movie.
Like,
What if one of us goes? We don't have to do it today. One of us goes to watch a movie and then uses a side exit, and we like leave something in the door so that it doesn't close fully, but it looks closed. And we like maybe tape over the thingy that makes the door not be able to open, and then we just sneak back that night after they've
They're
left.
I mean,
they're
like-
also a bunch of stoners. We can just go check it.
As
I
you're,
mean, like I
as
also
you're
have
saying
like
this,
pliers with me like all the time, and like Sara-Beth opens her backpack and there's just like a mini toolkit in there all the time.
Whoa.
as you're saying this, JJ bursts through the door. His laid-back attitude, long gone. You kids are not allowed to do anything of the sort. Okay, listen, I know you guys are too young to remember what happened here 10 years ago, but things went way too far, and we cannot afford a repeat of that, all right? None of you...
The thing that went too far, did it involve fire?
Who have you been talking to?
Did it
JJ.
involve fire?
Listen,
No,
you guys
JJ,
are
you
not
have to
to
tell
I've
us.
been talking to Sam.
You guys are
about fire.
not to set a foot in that theater, okay? Do I make myself clear? This isn't a joking matter. This is a small town, and reputations are at stake. And he takes a pause and he looks at Sam and he goes, "Honestly, Sam, of all people, I thought I could trust you not to escalate this further."
But they put butter in our ketchup.
And that will
Yeah.
be the end of it. Listen, if you guys want to continue working here, you are not to set a foot in that theater. Do I make myself clear?
Understood,
Yes,
JJ.
JJ.
Or what? Huh, Uncle?
I will make you serve customers, Avery.
Just gonna sit this one out.
Okay. So everyone clean up, pack your stuff up, cool
JJ,
down.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did we sell any veggie burgers today?
Yes, we sold 5.
Okay. Thanks.
So brutal.
Thanks. I appreciate that. It's a good thing they freeze well.
They do, and Sara-Beth,
Yeah.
when you came to me with the idea of these, I was opposed to them and very skeptical. And though I do not think that they are a replacement for what we serve here, they are getting very, very good.
You ate one?
He kind of like pulls at his pants and you see they're fitting like a little loose. And he goes, I have been eating them every single day. And I will tell you that Mrs. JJ is quite a fan of the effects. So please don't tell people that. You guys are not to tell people that I'm not eating the burgers here anymore, okay? It'd be real bad for business.
But you
JJ,
are
if
eating
want,
the burgers here.
Yeah, you are eating the burgers here.
It's on the menu.
We
Right?
would be able to power this place on the centrifugal force of my father spinning in his grave if he found out that I switched to veggie burgers.
What if I I can like give you the recipe if you want, so that your wife can make them at home for you. I bet she'd probably like them too.
She does actually like them. I've taken them. I would love that. Firstly, I would love that. Secondly, no one goes to the cinema tonight.
Okay.
Or any night.
Okay.
We will
Thanks,
not
JJ.
step foot in the cinema.
Tonight.
No.
Tonight.
Period. We're not. None of us are going to step foot in the cinema.
Tonight.
Or no. Listen, why are you saying it? No, you guys are not to.
You told us we're not going to go there tonight.
We're not
You
going to
are
go there
not to
tonight,
take
JJ.
any action against the Stubbs.
Sorry.
Tonight.
None of us
Tonight.
will burn the cinema down tonight.
Sam shoots you a look. No one said anything about burning anything down.
That's true. And like we said, we're not going to step foot in the cinema. It's not tonight, not any night. It's
Not tonight.
That's done.
He pauses for a second, like confused, like frustratingly confused in the sense that he can't tell if you guys are fucking with him or if he's just doing a bad job.
If he's
explaining
genuinely
it.
one or not.
Yeah, and he kind of stops and he goes, you know that if I find out something happened tomorrow, I'll just know it was you. The town's not big enough for freak occurrences to just happen.
Yeah, and then you'll make Avery serve food.
No, let's not a bit.
No, yes,
it's not
and
a
I
bit.
will fire the rest of you.
It's not a bit. We're not going to do anything.
Anyways.
We're not going to go into the cinema.
Thank you. And you guys clean yourselves up.
As soon as he's gone, I'm like, hey guys, let's fuck with their skateboards.
Oh my god, how are we going to get their skateboards away from them?
Yeah, true.
Why don't we somehow convince them that the cinema's on fire? And then they'll
Yeah,
leave
I
the
could set it on
skateboards.
fire.
No, Sam.
It'd be so easy to convince them.
So worried about Sam, dude.
I go over to
Sam's the
Sam.
BBJ, dude.
How old is Sam? Sam's like 22 or something.
Yeah, she's like 22 or 23. You
I
gotta
like-
remember, this is someone who was like a student, like
She's spinning her
valedictorian.
wheels right now.
Like, oh, she is spinning her wheels in this town.
She's channeling all of her academic energy into arson.
I look at her, I go over to Sam and I go, as everyone's I would do this as everyone's like filing out the door, I think. And I would pull Sam aside and I go, Sam,
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it to you straight. Okay.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not someone that like beats around the bush or anything like that.
Mhm.
So just trust me when I say, look, you're a pretty decent boss. Okay? To be fair, you've like been my only boss. This is the only job I've had outside of the farm. But I have, I guess, reason not to want to lose you as a boss. And if you light the cinema on fire, they will find out it's you, and they will charge you with arson, and you won't get to work here anymore. And look, if you are looking to like burn off some energy or like do something other than JJ's with your time, you're like welcome to come over to the farm anytime. We have like lots of stuff that always needs doing. It's never boring. There's like chickens and like the cows and like always veggies to pick and stuff. Like you can come hang out anytime. There's always something to do.
I think this is sort of one of those dual situations where as Sam being someone that is sort of spinning their wheels in this small town, as we said, she is looking for sort of literally anything to grasp onto that feels like progress or movement in a direction. And she sort of, that is counterplayed by not being lectured, but being like given advice by someone who's like 16 years old as someone in your early 20s, where you're like
17, thank you.
Sorry, 17, where you're like, I get your well-meaning, but also like you're child, you don't know, you don't get it. So that she's like conflicted, where she's like, this is genuinely nice, but also, so she's.
I mean, my flaws are that I'm blunt and patronizing, so it kind of fits.
Yeah. I appreciate that, but I'm okay.
Are you though? Because you don't look it, Sam.
Let's just go home and get some rest.
Okay, but like, offer stands. Like, I usually start my chores at 5. So, anytime between like...
That's usually when I'm having dinner.
5 a.m., Sam.
Yeah, I don't get up at 5 a.m.
Okay. Cool.
But thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Yeah.
You all make your way home to your respective homes after a long shift.
Do we keep the headsets?
No, you guys don't keep the headsets.
I have one final plan as everyone is like splitting away. I'm like, team, we get a skateboard. Where do they often skateboard? Is there like a place where they skateboard?
They skateboard out back behind the cinema after they close.
We get a skateboard. We loosen the wheels, and then we just leave it behind the cinema.
And then a kid cracks their neck, and then
that's
No, this is skateboarding. It's not dangerous.
Sam says, let's go home. We'll all cool down. We'll come at it with clearer heads in the morning.
Sam, don't burn down the theater, please.
I can't now because you guys all would immediately suspect me.
Absolutely, we would.
True.
Yeah.
So I have to give it at least a
like
while.
narc or anything, but we'd know too.
All right.
At least a while, like not at all.
Seeing Avery say that he wouldn't narc on Sam, Sara-Beth was like, yeah, no, definitely wouldn't narc on you at all. No way.
I mean, if you burned a building down, I'd probably have to say something. All right, good night, everyone. I'm going to start running.
And you guys all make your way home. Avery, actually, let's start with Sara-Beth. Sara-Beth, tell me a little bit about what is waiting at home for Sara-Beth. We'll say it's like you guys finished your shift, you finished the day, and then you guys had a bite to eat, hung out in the break room. So it's probably like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Is sort of roughly when you'd be getting home. What waits for Sara-Beth at home?
Okay. So Sara-Beth would come into her family's home. It's almost like it's an old farmhouse that's been spruced up. So there's like a series of 5 or 6 buildings clumped together that consist of the main Montgomery farms. And then there's a couple extra buildings on the property of varying distances. Her mom and dad live in the main farmhouse with Sara-Beth and her 4 siblings. She is the middle. She has an older brother and an older sister, and then 2 younger brothers. So the kids have all gone to bed at this point. Her parents have likely also gone to bed because they're the ones who get up early in the morning and tend to the farm. But I think her uncle, who would be the one who would do kind of like the late night checks on the farm, would be up, and that would be her Uncle Bill, who would be probably waiting in the like big open farmhouse kitchen. There's just vegetables everywhere, fresh fruit and produce. Like Sara-Beth's family does eat meat. She does not, but Sara-Beth's family does, but it's all like butchered from animals on the farm, all, I guess, like more ethically or organically sourced than mass-produced farms would be. All the milk is fresh from their cows, the eggs fresh from their chickens, the vegetables fresh literally from seeds they've planted in the ground. So Bill would probably be in the kitchen, and it's one of those houses that you walk into the kitchen, and that's where you enter the house.
So as Sara-Beth makes her way into her currently quiet, but would normally be a loud and busy, but very love-filled home of family and sort of shared passion for what they do. What waits for Tina at home?
Tina would arrive home at a be quite a large old rancher style house, which would have been really largely unchanged for the last like 20 years or so. It's the house that her father grew up in, and it's still where her grandmother, who's quite sick, lives. And despite everyone's insistence that maybe this is the time to find another place to go, so her mother would have just arrived home from a trip to a university a few states away, and so there'd be sort of bags half unpacked everywhere. Her grandmother would be asleep in her bedroom, and the old kids' bedroom where has been converted into like a makeshift office for Tina's father, who didn't go this time to present his work with Tina's mother, and instead stayed behind and was sort of working through research at home. So he's kind of got stacks of file folders and a little bit of equipment, and it's an absolute sort of academic pigsty in that room. And Tina's staying in the old guest bedroom at the far back end of the hall.
As Tina makes her way into the house, you see on the table there's a book with a post-it note on it, and the post-it note you can immediately tell is written in your mom's handwriting, and it says, "Gone to bed, long day. Thought you might want something new to read." And you peel it back, and there's a new book, something that, obviously university level, but something that you wouldn't normally see in a small town. And she's picked it up for you, and you grab your book and you make your way to your guest room, which in your mind I think is still a guest room, even though you don't know how long you're going to be here. And as you make your way past your grandmother's room, on the way, the door is slightly cracked, and you hear her sort of gentle breathing as she's in sort of deep sleep. And it's sort of as you're passing that crack, you hear her sort of mutter in her sleep, She's not ready. She's not ready. And just when you hear that, you sort of take note of it. You stop. Her breathing goes back to normal, and you sort of you brush it aside and you head to bed. Trent, what's waiting for you at home?
I think Trent would live in like a fairly nice townhouse. But you said it's around like 9 p.m.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Small townhouses don't exist. It's not
I might not know what a townhouse is then. It's just he lives in a nice house. What's a townhouse? Oh, is that one of those
like half houses? There's like they share walls with another one.
A weird name for a house that isn't a town.
That's a duplex, baby.
What's a townhouse? Is a townhouse a duplex? Is that what we're landing on?
Townhouses are houses that often are in complexes, or like, they're connected to each other. They share walls.
It's like an apartment complex where it's a house instead of an apartment.
Yes. Like
no, that's absolutely not what I was imagining.
Are you talking just like a normal suburban, but just a nice house?
Just a nice house. I don't know what you'd call that. It's a house. But if it's like around 9, Trent would try and sneak into. It would be like a 2-story house. His bedroom would be on the 2nd floor, and he would try to sneak into the house because he doesn't want his dad to see his butter-stained Letterman, because it's like a tarnish on the last thing that his dad was like proud of. And so he's gonna try to sneak in and then hopefully wash his Letterman at some point.
As you manage to successfully make it into your bedroom without alerting your father downstairs, you can hear he's watching television from the noise coming up the stairs. You take the jacket off and sort of hide it, not so that it's hidden, just so that it's hidden that if you were to glance in, you wouldn't see the stains. You just sort of see the back of the jacket. Avery, what waits for you at home?
Well, I think this would be like Avery's most favorite part of his day before his least favorite part of his day. The skate home back from work. Just like cold night air, skateboard, headphones with music, eyes closed most of the way. Just like total peace. And then hopefully most everyone's gone to bed. Maybe, I think Avery's dad is like one of those early to bed, early to rise kind of types. And so I think kind of ships in the night. They don't really like get much time, maybe in the morning. I think depending on whether or not Avery's brother's back from college.
I think he would have just left. Like he's probably been home a bit for the summer.
Yeah.
But he's just left again to go back.
Yeah. Then the only person you'd maybe run into is his mom, depending on like what shift she's on. So most likely what's waiting for Avery is a TV dinner. Might share with his mom.
You get home after your skate and you walk in to find your mom, and without really saying a word, she sort of reaches into the freezer and pulls out a second TV dinner and throws it in the oven. And you guys probably spend longer than she typically would have stayed up after a long shift, sitting together, watching television, just sort of sharing each other's company.
Yeah.
And you make your way to bed and you start getting ready for bed, and it's late, and you lay down on your bed, still fully clothed, and you're staring up at the ceiling, and you hear a noise. It's a muffled noise, like you've left the TV on in the living room, but somehow it's coming from inside your room. And then you realize, shit, it's coming from the headset that you stole when you were specifically asked to leave it behind. It's squawking in your backpack, and you see the antenna protruding out of it, and you walk over and you take out the new headset, and you put it on, and you hear a familiar voice. It's Sam. She says,
Hello?
"Oh fuck. I didn't think anyone would be listening. Thank God. Listen,
I don't remember putting this in my bag. What the fuck? What?
Listen, I know JJ said not to do anything, but I couldn't let the Stubbs get away with this. But
Sam?
listen, there's something really strange going on here." And then the headset starts to crackle. Into the theater and trap door behind. There's something weird going on here. I think there's someone here with me. Don't come any closer. What the fuck? Hey, no, stop. Avery,
Sam?
Avery, help
Sam.
me. And then it cuts. And there's just static and the quiet of your house. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Fuck you.
What? How dare you?
Holy shit, Sam is
How
an
dare
awesome,
you?
but is also
Yes.
maybe dead.
How dare you? Welcome to the
that's
GM
exciting.
bit that is when we all yell at our GM saying, "How dare you stop?"
Mhm.
What the hell?
I came up with the tagline while I was preparing for tonight. Mayfield, a sleepy town with nightmares in the shadows.
It's great.
Oh,
That's good.
yeah, punch me in the gut with that one.
Yeah.
Holy.
Mayfield, a dumpster fire provided by Sam.
Yeah, listen, I did not plan for Sam to be an arsonist. I feel like that was forced upon me by you guys.
Sam came in
Oh,
pretty
we're
hot
ready
with the
to go.
I'm
Sam?
burn it down.
We're all ready to
Even
go
that,
there.
let's burn it
Before
down.
anyone had discussed anything, Sam
like,
was like,
"Let's burn it down."
listen.
Yeah.
I don't.
Listen, let's
I need.
burn it
It's
down.
very.
I know how to
it's-
make a Molotov.
It's very important that no one goes back and looks at my high school history and links it up with the fires that occurred in my small hometown. It's important that no one goes back and looks at that.
You're like,
Specifically the dumpster behind the movie theater. No one look.
I love that
Listen.
you're like, I didn't write Sam to be, a domestic terrorist, and then but she also her first line was, if you mix these two chemicals, you make napalm. It's like, I think you might have though. I think the way the character was acting, maybe that's
I
your
feel
fault.
like she was really a victim of her situation,
Aren't we all?
As someone
Overachiever,
who's
not going to university, start fires.
as someone who's spun their wheels a little bit following high school, I understand this pain.
But did you set fires? That's the like.
We can't
I
legally
set
answer
fires
that
in
question.
my own personal life,
Yeah.
not my actual fires.
I used to
Yanis,
burn
did you
Lego in
wanna-
my parents' bathroom.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, does Lego light?
No, it melts.
That's crazy.
if you try hard enough, anything catches fire.
We had
Yeah.
a candle in there, and I'd light
Will
it
it
and then
melt?
burn Lego. Well, melt Lego.
Yanis, did you want to take us out, or did you want one of us to take us out?
Yeah, I
You leave
think-
it on burn Lego, right?
Yeah, I think Burn Lego is a great
It
place
fades
to end
out.
it. Thank everyone for joining us. Hopefully we release this 0.5. Otherwise, Sam being stuck in the theater won't make a ton of sense to everyone in the future.
Yanis, we're absolutely releasing this. Get out of here. Everything is content.
Yeah.
Everything is content.
Only the part of you being Sam trying to burn shit down. That's the only thing we're releasing.
That's the
Just for
we need to
context.
release.
Thank you all for
Yanis,
joining us.
notable arson.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us. Tune in. I don't know how we're going to release these, what schedule, but tune in for session 1 and come find us. Our main campaign, all in podcast form on here, and our live play on Twitch at BlackwaterDND. And if you want some sort of little, hidden things, we might do some debriefs once the episodes start airing. You can find that all on our Patreon.
And come hang out with us in our Discord. We have a channel dedicated to Mayfield Mysteries. So if you want to come share your fan theories or dish about the show or anything like that, come hang out with us. And yeah, as Yana said, our Patreon is going to be full of lovely little exclusives about our main campaign and this wonderful series. And as we roll stuff more out. So yeah, come join us. Thanks, everyone.
And gang, if you find yourself with a problem, don't burn it down. Just like find another solution. That's the lesson we've learned from today.
Boring.
Fire isn't
very
the
boring.
solution to every
Fire's
problem.
always the answer. Burn it down.
Butter it up.
Cover it in butter. Dude, I'd eat a butter burger. I might
Butter it
butter
up
it
and
up.
burn it down.
Burn it down.
Thank you for listening. Sara-Beth Montgomery was played by M. Tina Watkins was played by Jess. Trent Kessler was played by Adam. And Avery Campbell was played by Cody. And I'm your Game Master, Yana, saying thank you and good night.